Costa Rica is a set collection tile displacement press your luck game for 2 to 5 players and takes about 45 minutes to play. In Costa Rica, all players take part in an expedition exploring the Costa Rica jungles looking for animals. Each player places their tokens at the corners of the hex map. Players take turns being the expedition leader. The active player of a turn decides where to go and flips a new tile. In clockwise order, each player must decide whether to leave this expedition and collect all of the animals seen so far, or whether to remain with the group to hopefully collect more animals later. Once a player does leave the current expedition, they remove their pawn from the group and take all of the animals seen so far. In this manner, players are pressing their luck because with the animals, players can see mosquitoes. If you get 2 mosquitoes, the expedition stops and the leader takes all of the animals shown so far with the exception of the mosquito tiles. Then it is the next player's turn to be leader. Slowly, players will remove their pawns and claim their tokens. Certain expeditions will be completely empty and others may only have 1 pawn left. In that case, only that player gets all of the spoils as they are the last explorer left. At the end of the game, the hex tiles collected depicts animals. Sets of the animals each give a player a summed score. Highest score wins. Hello and welcome back to Gamers Remorse. Today we're taking a look at Costa Rica, an exploration game by Mayfair Games. Alright, first off, let's talk about gameplay. I liked it. There was a huge element of press your luck, which I think is missing in a lot of games today. It's very simple, and so you can teach to someone in about, I don't know, how long did it take? 2 minutes?
Yeah, it was about 2 minutes.
Give or take.
Yeah.
It's fairly simple, but because of its simplicity, it also was missing an aspect of depth for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, luck was a little rampant with it, but it still had that fun press your luck element. I mean, poker has all the same things. If there's a good, I guess that's not a good equivalent. But in regards to luck to, you know, simplicity, that's about the closest I would come up with. But it's fun. It's almost like a set collection tile displacement game. It's not a tile laying game.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it played very well. It was easy to learn. I did like the aspect that, you know, as you're moving about, you go around, and so I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to pass. But then there's the chance I really wanted those, and someone else might take them before I get to go one further. So I thought that was clever. I liked the mix of push your luck meets strategy. I agree I would have liked more strategy, but I think this game was designed for a lighter, less strategical game. And I think it met its purpose in that.
What if you could use the animals that you collected to then find more animals? Like it granted you a one-time ability. That's the strategy it was missing.
That would be intriguing.
And then once you used them, you couldn't count them for your final score.
Yeah. It's like you could discard it for a bonus or something.
Yeah.
It'd take a lot of play testing to make that work. But that'll come out in the expansion.
Matthew Dunstan, there's your expansion idea.
Yep.
I'll just
Co-designer credit right here.
Yeah, I'll just take a $5 royalty for each game. It's reasonable.
I'll just take the games.
What do you think about gameplay?
Stranger. It's been so long. It was super easy to learn and just pick up. I think there were a couple of issues where like we had to check the rules just on basic things. That might have just kind of skimmed over as we were explaining, but just double checking. But outside of that, it was like super easy to learn, super easy to play. Like they said, it lacked depth, but I mean,
that's almost a bonus for kids games.
Oh yeah.
So maybe it's catering to that niche.
Well, I mean, it's ages 8 and up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And it plays up to 5, which is nice.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if there were a solo player variant, but 2 to 5 is
I mean, it's a brilliant family game. So.
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing. Oh, I guess we're still talking about gameplay. Is anyone timing this?
No, I realized like
Curses!
halfway through we forgot to set a time.
All right, let's move on to style then. Resident graphic artist.
Yeah, so the design in this game I think is quite nice, and I got to play a deluxe version at Gen Con with these giant wooden tiles, and there was even better because you got to see the larger images. But they stayed with the same picture for all the animals just to make it easier to recognize, cause less confusion, which at first I was like, oh, they could have done different iguana poses, but thinking about it, I liked keeping it to that. The backs are easy to differentiate between the water, the mountain, and the forest. I would have loved it if they found a way to tie it in, so when you put them together, it actually looked kind of like you're looking over Costa Rica, as opposed to just a bunch of random tiles. No idea how that could have been done, but it would have been really cool. But yeah, it was very easy to identify, and then it was really fun to look at the different images, and you just see kind of your zoo of animals, so to speak, out in front of you. All in all, I thought it was very well designed. Not much I would change, other than trying to find a way to maybe tie the backs together. Do you guys agree, disagree, things you liked, didn't like?
I think the graphics were fine. The one thing I didn't like, however, is, and this was a production thing, not a stylistic choice, the molds for these, or rather the punch-outs, weren't actually punched all the way through. So when I first started cutting them out, you probably can't see that, but yeah. Anyway, I ended up having to rip them out until I got smart and said, I have an X-Acto knife, I need to cut these out. But it probably took 45 minutes of painstakingly going over each indent, because there was an indent, it just didn't press all the way through. So that was frustrating, but it could be on second production run, or maybe just my copy had that problem, I don't know. And
I'm putting words in Mayfair's mouth right now, but I feel like, was that to be brought to their attention, they'd probably send you replacement tokens.
True. True. Ooh, one other cool thing about style that most people probably don't realize. Costa Rica, right? Look at this. It kind of has the Aaliyah big box, medium box art on the side, right? Name at the top. Da-da-da. Wait for it. Wait for it.
He is a box nerd, if you can't tell by the shelf behind us.
What? It matches Isle of Skye. Mind blown. Anyone else? No?
Just you.
Fair enough.
But speaking of the box, something I really liked was the back of the design.
Anyway.
Just going to ignore his comments.
Moving on.
I feel the back of the box was laid out very well. It's very eye-catching. You can pick it up in the store, look at it, and get a great idea of how the game plays. So.
Also, I love their UPCs. They've always done this on Mayfair. No, I'm serious.
I know.
They have the price written in the UPC code. Well, it's like off to the side a little bit. How handy is that? It's the MSRP, but...
We are such board game box nerds.
We are.
I'm learning a lot.
Learning a lot. The more you know. Put that in afterwards, Sean. Note to future self.
We have a meeple replace the star.
All right, this has already gone on way too long. What else do we got? What's up next? Right? Pacing. It goes crazy fast, right?
Yeah.
One person picks a tile, says, I'm gonna flip over this one. Pass, pass, pass. Next one. So it keeps everyone engaged the entire time. It goes really fast.
Yeah.
Thematic. I didn't really feel like I was going through rainforest, I guess, but it's there, right? You have the artwork, you have the threat that constantly kicks you out.
And Eric, will you agree, disagree? Did you feel you were exploring the rainforest?
Had Sean taken a branch and hit me in the face a couple of times, I would definitely have felt it a lot more.
Right, the mosquito bites. I could have loosed a whole bunch of mosquitoes.
So next time, loose a bunch of mosquitoes.
All right,
turn off your air conditioning.
Time out. The thing's going on, and that's just going to be way too loud.
There we go. Turn off your air conditioning, and we'll feel more like we're in the rainforest. I forgot what I was saying now.
Let loose mosquitoes.
Yeah, so you can let loose a bunch of mosquitoes, turn off your air conditioning, look awkwardly into the camera, and you'll feel like you're in the rainforest. Hello, world. Why do we have him on this show?
How are you?
Something about being a creator and the co-founder of Gamers.
Anyways, next.
Hello. It's me. Was it easy to learn? I think we already covered that somehow in gameplay. Replayability? I think it's there. I could see kids playing this multiple times before moving on to something else. It's so quick and so easy.
Especially in our group, this could easily be a filler game while we're either setting up or getting snacks or something like that. It's super easy to set up, super easy to play, super quick. So this is definitely something that replayability would come in hand, especially in between games, things like that. So.
And it has a 30 to 45 minute playtime on the box. I don't think any of the games I've played have taken even 30 minutes. It plays fairly quickly. Granted, the most I've ever played with was 4 players. So maybe when you add a 5th player, it does add a lot of time. I'm not sure.
I can't imagine it's so quick, but yeah, maybe. I mean, it would be interesting because it doesn't actually scale the size of the hexes, right? You still always have the same amount, so people are going to be dropping out after 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So that might lengthen it.
What's the word I was looking for? Like the superfluous?
Superfluous?
Yeah.
Extra stuff?
Yeah, like that one token.
Yeah. Yeah. This token was curious because we're like, okay, so I move it to show which tile I'm flipping over, but then I flip it over and everyone already knows the tile I'm talking about. So
Design, that is my one flaw.
Yeah.
And then I hand it to the next person to know it's their turn, but they already know.
But Brian knows how much I hate those pieces,
Yeah.
like extra pieces, useless pieces.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
Brian's just gonna give me a board game of nothing but extra pieces.
I was just
Which-
thinking, I'm like, I should give him the game of, what is it, 409 or something?
I don't think you would hate the Tuscany expansion, though, to Viticulture. Because they're all extra pieces, depending on what you use, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, but I mean, there are options to use them though.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
But what is it?
This is just like, well, we don't even need that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Gone. Anyway, so that's our review. Overall, it's a great game. Caters more probably to the kids niche group rather than the hardcore gamers. But it's fun, it's quick, it's simple.
Yeah.
Can't get much better than that. The price point's $35 MSRP, which is pretty good.
I mean, it's a great game if you're a hardcore gamer with kids. I think it's a great way to help transition them into more strategical games.
Yeah.
I could see that. Up next, then you put in Fireball Island.
I mean, Fireball Island's always appropriate.
Right. Then Tornado Rex. Then Crash Canyon. I'll shut up. Anyway. Then Luna. Then the Spreckersteit. That's a real thing. Anyway, that's it for Gamers Remorse. Bye. This guy.
Nah.
That's
Why are we doing this?
It's totally gonna be a blurb at the end thing. Blooper. Anyway.
Oh.
Hi.